Hello, guys. Yokai here, just explaining everything to everybody. So, this is kind of like a public or a PSA announcement for our community event that we had planned in August that didn't go according to plan because Bohemia broke my mod, and now my rigging for my female mod does not work. Uh, so, I'm putting that on the black burner and I'm moving on to other things because I'm terribly frustrated. So I'm moving on to the community event stuff that we had planned that was canceled because of updates. I have officially written most of the script for Operation Black Prince. But I need to catch up everybody that's new to our server to what we had planned. Um, and kind of go over to some new information. This video will be posted to the public after when it's already been vetted through the admin team. Uh, if you have any questions, please DM them to me, and I will make a Q&A, or not a Q&A, but like a frequently asked questions, and I will post them in BlackPrince, uh, the BlackPrince channel of our Discord. So to kind of break down the community event again to catch up newer people, the best way that I can explain this event is we have these things that we call campaigns, and those campaigns can be defined as themes. And those themes are of a genre or of a specific goal set. And the theme for this community event is Crosshair's villain arc, is the best way that I can explain it with a classic Modern Warfare twist. Um, I'm not going to go into any more detail about our theme. That's all you're going to know. So in these campaigns, we have three operations that are planned for this specific campaign. Which the first one is Operation Black Prince. The second one is No Russian. The third one is Victory or Death. Um, Specifically talking about Operation Black Prince, uh, which more on the other operations later on as time progresses. Operation Black Prince has story missions and community challenges, and I'll break those down uh, in a second. The story missions are GM specific events that are going to happen that are just one time events that just tell the story. And you, the players, which more on your role into all of this later on, are that's basically what they are. They're just story missions that y'all play and as a group. And if you pass or fail the mission, that will dictate the response from the enemy commander, which would be Crosshair, of what his next move is. So each mission has a consequence if you pass or fail. Um, Essentially, think of it as, well, you're fighting a war, number one, but I'll get more into that later. I want to kind of explain the categories before I get more into the nitty gritty details. So, to explain the community challenges, the community challenges are more of our regular what we have on the server. It's the Gramps conflict, the Mike's conflict for Fallujah. It's that type of gameplay, but with a little bit of a twist where there are certain objectives that we'll throw up in the Discord that say, "Oh, you guys should search this location." And there's like a pamphlet or like a USB drive, and if you guys turn it into an admin, or you guys have to hold on to this piece of equipment for a certain amount of objective, or there's a tank here, you guys should blow it up. And that furthers the progress for the campaign. And once you guys reach certain goals in those community challenges, certain things will get released to the public, like patches or some YouTube footage, which I'll get more into later. But so like the how do I explain this? So things like that will happen. Um, and then moving forward to kind of explaining what y'all's role is in all of this. You guys are playing the role as a detective slash grunt life, so to speak. You guys are fighting a war. You guys are taking the role as different quote unquote operators or different roles for missions that have a story connected to it. I know it's kind of weird, but it's it's not when you understand it from my perspective. But I digress. The whole objective of all of this is to create a kind of a realistic environment, but also mainly having fun. At the same time, there is a level of seriousness that you have to take and maturity in order to play during these story events. So I do suggest that you come with that sort of mentality, due to the fact because like when somebody's trying to explain things to y'all and you guys talk over that person, you guys are not going to know what's going on, and it's not gonna be pretty. However, for the story events, you have to RSVP. Um, if you come late, that's fine, no problem. If you didn't think that you were gonna make it, but you made it anyway, that's fine. But you have to sign up for this event, because it will be password locked. Just because it is not feasible for us to babysit new players. Last time we did something like this, we had like 15 new players who have never played the game before. While we were also trying to do a story driven event in Fallujah, the gameplay was fun, but it lacked a story element because I had me being the leader, the platoon leader, and also subbing for a radio man that had to go. And then Hotshot stepped up because one of the other admins had to go for something and had like a family emergency or something, and he was the other platoon leader and also the other radio man while we're also teaching new people how to play the game. Not that I'm against new people, and if you're new, you're more than welcome to come and play with us, but it's you have to RSVP for these things. Like, please reserve a slot once we release a date. Um, that way we know who we're dealing with and how many people we're expecting, stuff like that. Um, Going into the characters that y'all will be exposed to and the YouTube stuff. So, if you guys have ever seen a YouTube series called Hunt the Truth by Benjamin Giroux, uh, that's basically what these YouTube videos are going to be. Uh, they're going to bridge the gap. They're going to explain some things. They're going to give some backstory. Um, think of this entire thing as like a machinima, but everybody's a part of it, and it's going to be awesome. To be honest with you, yeah, I'm really fucking excited for all of this. So there are four different characters that I have in mind. Two of them have not been cast yet. Two of them kind of have. One of them is being kind of like a YouTube personality type character, is being played by Shark Rex. Basically, is kind of a conspiracy theorist. Um, think of Wendigo, or Wendigo, if you know who that is on YouTube. If you don't, oh well, you should go check him out because he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool dude. If so, everybody knows that Crosshair is the main bad guy, so that's another person that we've cast. There's a character called the Propagandist that we have not cast yet. If you're interested and wanting to be cast as a character, by all means, hit me up. Uh, there is the other character called the Rookie. Um, he has not been cast yet. All you need to know for that character is that he's fresh boot, first one to go down on the second mission, story mission that I'm not really saying anything about yet. Um, gets fucking hit first guy on the thing. He's knocked out. Everybody thinks he's dead. You guys move out. You guys kind of forget about him, and then he basically spends his entire time trying to get back to you guys. But he also suffers from amnesia, so he has no idea who the fuck he is. Um, because he got hit in the head. So that's all you need to know for that character. I don't want to spoil too much, but that's all the story stuff. Moving on to the gameplay stuff, uh, there are no gamer tags. There isn't going to be any gamer tags that you guys will visually be able to see. That is being turned off. So PID is extremely important. That's why we're enforcing a uniform code. Depending upon the environment, depending upon the mission, your uniform will change. Um, this is something that is going to be enforced. If you want to go a step further and wear an armband, by all means, you are not required. But a uniform is being issued to you guys. You guys will have to follow it. Um, Depending upon the mission, the uniform may be loosened. Um, Things like kits, in terms of your weapon, I do not give a shit. Use whatever you want. In terms of your medical supplies, there will be a list that will be given to y'all when you sign up of the bare minimum of what you're allowed to have, or the bare minimum of what you're supposed to have. However, there is a uh, mag suggestion, not making it necessarily a requirement. It's more of an RP thing because you should be, if you're packing light, if you have your mission statement is be fast as you possibly can, you want to pack light. Um, so that's just, and I will have recommendations for that, for how to pack light and stuff like that. Um, with that being said, your enemies will change depending uh, upon where we are, upon the missions. And that's pretty much all you guys really need to know, other than the first mission briefing. So, to kind of fall into that, the first mission briefing is simple as this: two teams are going to be divided among the players. On how this is going to transpire, you will send me a number between 1 and 10. I will put this number that you send me into a code or a number generator. If your number is selected, then you will be on one team. And that team is the ultra nationalists. And if you're not selected, then you are being put on the Russian Federation. And I'll explain those two teams in a second. or I'll explain those two teams. So the Russian Federation, your mission objective is to protect the Russian president and to save as many civilians as you possibly can. Okay. The goal. Well, hold on. Let me back up. So with the Russian Federation, you guys will be divided into two teams there, and it's a max of 12 people on the Russian Federation team that will be selected. And I'll explain more on that in a second. If you are uh, you are either going to be on the guard team or the patrolling team. Patrolling team, they're basically a mixture between federal police and detectives that are trying to figure stuff out. And you have a set amount of time to figure out a puzzle before before this puzzle releases information to the ultra nationalists, which more information on all of this will be given out later on. And so that's for the patrolling team. The guarding team, your objective, if shit were to break down, is to establish an evac point, and you have to take the president from when shit goes down to the evac point as fast as you possibly can. You must ensure the safety. So, remember when I said max of 12, and if you were selected, well, what if there's more than 12 people there? I mean, there's 32 people in the lobby area. Is everybody else going to be ultra nationalists? No. And here's the kicker. So, if you are not selected for either team, you will be put as a civilian. You don't get a team. So there will be players that are going to be mixed in with the civilian population that are AI or players that are not connected to the ultranationalists. So it creates this realistic environment in the aspect of you have no idea who the fuck is who. So the ultranationalist objectives is to kill or capture the president and to cause as much fucking chaos as they possibly can and to create the illusion of World War III breaking out, because that's your goal. Your goal is to start World War III. Um, that's pretty much it. Um, so quick side note: you don't know how many fucking ultranationalists are going to be there either, because again, gamer tags are disabled, and if all of you are on the same team, then uh, it's pretty funny. Know what I mean? So in the kill feed's going to be turned off, so you're not going to know if somebody gets stabbed or anything like that. So communication is clearly important. Um, if you are interested in helping out and becoming staff, please DM me. If you're a server owner, please DM me as well. Because if you want to do this with us and introduce this to your server and do the duplication process for the community events, you're more than welcome to. For the conflict stuff, there will be there. I have to explain to you basically, so I have to meet with you on how the mods are going to work and on how to move your server to what we're doing. I hope you guys have a fantastic day or night, depending upon where you are. I love all of you. No homo. Uh, Dusty's gay and retarded.